Hello, Jamie back from Inky and Scrappy with, we're going to do a Let's Start stamping today, but we're not going to do a whole lot of stamping. We might stamp the sentiment. This one is a Let's Start card making, okay? I'm using Erin Creative's little lamb die. It is currently, so this is, you know, March. I don't even know what the date is today. We'll say the 28th. Maybe it's the 30th. I don't know. Anyways, it was on sale yet and still in stock when I made the video. It's 70% off. I want to say it was like $5 for this one. I got this one. They have a Jesus one. And then I picked up a couple of other random things for under 20 bucks with shipping. It was, you know. So if you're looking for a good deal, go to Erin Creative and see what they have left. I don't know what is all left. It's been 70% off. I think the code was love, but you'll have to look. It's on, I want to say it's on the headline thingy. So like the whatever. Anyways, so for this one, I think I'm not bringing in that one. I'm bringing in the Boho or Retreat. I like the Retreat colors a little bit better than the Boho for this one. I like the pink in that one, but I do like, it's more of an orangey pink in this one. We'll see. Anyways, I'll use a scrap of those. We have a heavy duty white cardstock. I'm going to bring in a Tim Holtz 3D plate. This one is like the fancy swirly one. I'm also going to bring in the Whimsy stamps, high quality metal dies. This one is the stained glass window die set. I also looked at bringing in this one and the stained glass one because, hello, stained glass window die. I want to do this one on my background. I haven't decided if I'm cutting this one into it before I do the, I haven't made up my mind. And then of course I needed an Easter saying, so I pulled out the Colorado Craft Company's Rose Cross one, WW459. It's a gorgeous one for Easter if you love coloring, watercoloring. It's just a pretty one. I've done it for funeral cards. I think it's just greater love has no one than this to lay down one's life for one's friends, which is the Easter blessing, but I've done it where I've just kind of cut off the actual words and just used the cross because it's a gorgeous cross with the butterflies and of course the roses in it, so it works really well for a sympathy card. Hate doing them, but we have to sometimes. So that was the original reason why I got this one, because I loved the cross for sympathy style cards. But it says, wishing you a happy blessing, Easter blessings, he has risen indeed, and Easter blessings. So I'll use this one for my sentiment for sure. And then of course, we'll figure out the rest. But to start this one, it's just a building die. I actually just cut it out and kind of put it together because I didn't go back and look to see how it was supposed to look on the actual website, because I'm awesome like that. You know, it would have been a minute Google search. Anyways, I just cut everything out, put it together, and try to figure it out on my own because I like to be difficult. I would probably go, this could go green. On the picture, when I looked later to see if it was still in stock, this is brown, like twigs maybe, sand, dirt, I don't know. I think you could go green, or you could go brown with this one. This will probably help to figure out my sizing on my little window. Probably this one. I don't know. I haven't really decided that part yet. We could do a blue background behind the window if we do a die cut and run the thing. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And so for this one, there's like multiple pieces, right? So there's the big piece here. Did I not pull out? I didn't pull out a brown because that's what I was going to do. Let's see if there's a brown tone in this one. Yeah, brownish. Okay, we'll go with this one. So we're going to go with this one for our base layer, because all that's going to stick out of the base layer is this piece here, but it's your building layer, so it lets you build up everything on it. And then of course you have the lammy layers, and I'm going to go with the white lamb with the black face and the black hooves, because that's the one that I think is cute. I think they're all cute, right? But that's the one I wanted to do. So that's the one I'm going with today. Let's go this row and pull in Do I want to do peaches for its... They had, instead of the black ears, they had little peach ears, which would probably look better. I'm thinking the original ones, like, have like the whole ears black and then it would be like maybe pink in the middle. I don't know. So I could definitely cut that one out a second time and do it that way. I haven't decided yet. If you're new here, this is the Jamie being indecisive show. That's how I roll. That's just too dark. Okay, we're going with this one. We're going peachy. So we'll go peachy on that one. Everything else can be black. We have the ivory color for the wool. I haven't decided on how I'm doing my ears yet. So we'll figure that one out as we go along. So anyways, totally honest, I'm exhausted. It's just how I'm going to roll this week, all week, obviously. I can't say that this is Friday. We got back Tuesday night and I am still exhausted. All I want to do is take a nap. I've taken 2 naps since we got back. It has not helped. I've gone to bed early. It has not helped. Way too much partying for this girl. I can't even say that we stayed up late. I mean, we stayed up late a couple of nights. But, I don't know, maybe it's the time change back from the East Coast to here. It's just, ugh. My body is not adjusting very well. Plus, on top of the time change. Woo-wee. Anyways, we went out east to visit family. So, my dad was in Maryland. He's no longer with us. And so, we still try to go out there. I have a nanny out there. My brother is out there. My little sister is in North Carolina, but she came up to visit while we were there. You know, we purposely do this that way. And so she was up to visit. My other sister-in-law came with from Chicago. We met at the airport so we could ride share together and do all those things. But yeah, I'm just still exhausted. I think I've gotten into my craft room once this week since we got back. I did do some cards at Nanny's because Nanny is also a card maker. She likes crafty things, right? So we did do some crafts while we were out there. Nanny. I actually dug into my latest La La Land crafts kit. So it was fast and easy to just grab the whole kit and bring it with. And then of course Nanny has all the things. I brought marker, like a small selection of markers with me that I knew would work. And we just matched papers. And yeah, I think we just followed the things that were on the handout for that one because I was being lazy. I don't know if it's being, well, yeah, I was being lazy. I didn't prep anything else. The nose. I need my piece of black. Black. Now, if I do black ears, I need to run this one through here. So just the part that's going to get the ears, because that's all I need. And then I need the hooves and the little snout. The little black face. I think I love them because they have the little black face and it just, I don't know, it's so cute. Anyways, that's how I roll. So we had an awesome time and I'm still exhausted. My little nephew, Jake, goes to his mom. When, like, we left on Tuesday, and so Tuesday night after, you know, she got home from work, he's like, when's the party start? She's like, party's over, dude. Because, you know, in his mind, well, every night was a party. We got, you know, we all got together and we all hung out and ate and had fun and pillow fights and read books and, you know. So he was like, when's everyone get here? When's the party start, Mom? Party's over, dude. Poor kid. And I'm going, no wonder why I'm so tired. I'm too old to party every day. Obviously. Okay. It jumped and it didn't cut right, so I'm just gonna recut the little snout piece. Come on, come on. There you go. Oh, we could even make this one a shaker. I mean, I have enough pieces. That's done, that's done. That piece was, I think I did that piece already, yes. I just have, oh, I didn't do the little eyes either. I might do googly eyes, but we'll throw them on here. They're teeny tiny. The die is teeny tiny, and so I struggle with it, but we'll see here. Oh, I didn't do the other big piece yet, right? Okay. I just need enough for the greenery. Do I want darker green or lighter green? I like both, but I think I'm gonna go the lighter green. Why? I don't know. And you could definitely cut out more than one or two of the little green pieces here, just to make it fuller down below if you so choose. And you could definitely go multi-tonal with your greens on that one. I could definitely do that one. So we are die cutting, but don't be afraid to like color it with markers. You could do some stipple detailing on this one and make some really fun texture to it. I don't think I'm going to go into that today. I mean, I could definitely show you how that's done since I ended up cutting out two, because yeah, that's like we'll do this one more time just because I want to make sure that I have enough greenery to fill things. And I already lost one piece. No, it's right there. So the biggest thing with die cutting, like the little teeny tiny, all of the things in the die cut world, is it takes time, right? So a lot of times I don't mind die cutting. I kind of think it's just, I don't want to, kind of relaxing. Like, it's kind of like puzzle building. And so when you think of it as that way, like, you know, getting all of your pieces, so like when you get a new puzzle and you like turn all of the pieces over so they're right way, it's like die cutting them all, right? And so it's kind of that same, I guess, kind of that same principle as you're just getting all of your pieces in order. But a lot of times I do multiples when I do that. And so this one, I think we're gonna fit through there. I could probably cut this with my other thing, but I'm gonna cheat and just go quick and with the scissors because my desk is still a mess. Okay. I think we have all the pieces. I guess we'll see as we assemble. Did I lose all the pieces? I probably should have grabbed a tray so I could have kept them all in place. Okay, so I should have been putting all of my pieces on here. I wouldn't risk losing them that way. These are the cheap little trays that are in the bathroom section at Dollar General. They still have them. They do have some teal ones now. There's like a black or a dark gray. They switched one of the colors, or they have two different colors of black and gray, and then they have a tealy color, which I adore, and they have the clear one, the white. I guess it's a frosted white one. They're just plastic. They stack beautifully, so if you're doing die cuts, they work really well, especially if you're doing multiples. And for $1, they're cheaper than the Dollar Tree, baby. The other thing is, a lot of times they'll have like buy one get one 50% off in certain sections. So this is what I usually do to keep all of my die cut pieces together, and that way I'm less likely to lose them and or card components. So keep that in mind. I do have an extra one here because I decided I was blabbing too much and I wanted to delete that out. Anyways, so I just wanted to show you, I can show you on this one, and then I won't use it. I'm gonna ink blend, I think, on mine today. But I'll show you on this one how to maybe add some texture to it. I'm just taking a very light, this one's putty. I don't know if it's in the 60 or the other set because I didn't grab those cards out. But ultimately you could go with 180. It's like an E191 would work. Oh, I have cream color. I was gonna say that one would work. That one's in there. I don't think that one's in there, but I was just going for a light one. So we'll go with this one. Cream color is definitely in that 360 skin tones, but all you're gonna do with that is just kind of add some specklies. And this one I think is gonna be more peach than tan in color, and that's, I was kind of trying to go for more tan. But you could definitely go like 288, which is the hazelnut one, and just kind of go in. And let me zoom this in for you so you can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, Hot Mess Express, girl. Okay, come on. There we go. Are we focused? Sometimes it doesn't like to focus. Okay, I can zoom it in more on video, but we're just going to go in and do some dot detailing here. And you just want to color it. You want to go with a really light color. For a white sheep, you could definitely do like a light gray and go that route. Like I would do a warm gray color, probably like WG140 or maybe even 150, something that's really light like that. And then also going in with a colorless blender if it's too dark for you, and you can dab that on top, and that's going to help push it in. But that's how you would get a really great speckle detail, especially if you're going to go with, I would do this probably on one that I was turning into a black sheep. Hello, that's me. The black sheep, and then, you know, doing it with different tones of that warm gray over and over again, and then you'll get a really nice textured, here, we'll do it, you know, I guess I could have done it this way to start with, right? So I'm going to pull this one in here, and I just kind of do it random, just little tiny dots. You could follow some of your lines there if you really wanted to. Warm grays. So I'm just going to kind of go down the warm gray rabbit hole, and just keep layering dots on top of dots. This is going to take a bit of time because it's a fairly large area, so keep that in mind. But just going, and it's okay if they touch, it's okay if they go over. You really are just trying to kind of get different shades and colors in there and trying to layer. This is going to give you that really good texture and kind of make it look like really curly wool. And so this is my last dark gray one, I think. And so then I'm going to take a lighter one, and then I'm just going to use the other side, and I'm just going to go over that whole area. This is it's going to blend the stippling together a little bit more. And so you can start with this if you want. If you're thinking it's like going to be way too much for you, right? So you can start with that one, but you see all the texture that you get in here, and you don't even have to do the whole thing that way. You could definitely just do 2 or 3 and kind of concentrate your darker onto the outside where you want your low lights, or where you think it's going to be darker, more concentrated. You could definitely go, you know, specifically around some of the, like, the detailing that's on there and get it that stippling look. This would be a gorgeous, you know, it'll be gorgeous when it's done. Am I going to finish it? Probably not. If I'm getting one card out for Easter, this is going to be it. I probably won't get one card out for Easter, let's be honest. So I have my base piece. So I have these 2 pieces that I'm going to want to add a little bit. These 3 pieces I want to add just a little bit of detail to. I don't need a whole lot of detail to them. I just want to add a little bit to them. So I'm going to come in with, I want to say tea dye. Tea dye is probably my lightest brown tone. You could definitely do antique linen. I don't know if antique linen is going to be dark enough for this one. I mean, we could try it. Okay, let's try it. So I'm using oxides. Oxides are going to dry very fast. They're also going to sit on top a little bit more, so keep that in mind. I'll try with antique linen. I don't know if it's going to be the right shade. That probably gives us enough. But I'm just going to come in and kind of give it a little bit. And most of this piece is going to be covered, so I really don't need to do that one. This one, I'm going to come in and give it just a little bit more color on the outside. This one should be mostly covered with that piece. So we did the first layer. I think I'm going to come in with a little bit of tea dye on the second layer. And you can do this with grays, excuse me, grays or blacks as well. And, you know, get that a little bit more color to it. So I would probably start with a gray paper if you were going for a black sheet. Well, I don't need to do that piece. This one, I'm just going to kind of hit the very outside of it, so it just gives it a little bit more color on the outside, so it's not all clean and white. If you've ever worked with animals or seen real animals, they're usually not pure white. They usually have a little bit of dust to them. Says me with the white little baby chick. She's not a baby anymore. That girl rolled around in the dirt. She's now this color. She was pure white. Pretty little girl. Up to no good. Actually, the chickens got let out this week. Like, let outside. Like, they brought the coop outside because it was supposed to be warm. Oh, I want to put my... Oh, I can put my black ears on yet. Okay. And so, you know, they were... I closed the coop door because I did not want to chase them. I need to let them out after this video for... They get to roam for a little bit here. I'm still leery on letting them out because it's early in the season and we have a lot of bald eagles that go through and hawks, and so I worry about my babies, as any good mother would, right? So I worry about my babies getting snatched, and so I don't like to let them out too much yet. They probably disagree with my assessment and think I'm fine. But there aren't any like trees that have leaves on them yet to cover. You know, their covers up. You could definitely just cut the ears out if you wanted to do the black ears like I'm going to do. If it looks like then don't do like I do. Just do the cream on the inside. It's all good. Okay, so with that layer on, we're going to add this layer on. And these dies do leave like the imprint, so you know exactly where you're supposed to be going with your next layer on top, like where the little snout goes. Where the little curly top goes. This one would be really fun to do in the velvet paper that we had the other week. Like the ivory tone or even the black tone, and make it soft and cuddly, and I have my hair in there. Okay, and we need to do this one. I'm just going to add the glue onto that spot. Do I have my picker tool handy? I used it the other day. Do you think I can find it now? No, I found it. So this one, I'm going to line that one up. The little eyeballs are teeny tiny. I think googly eyes would be fun here. I put my dots on the actual sheet because, like I said, these pieces are like teeny tiny, and trying to get the glue on the back of them and then flip them is probably not going to be the easiest task. Get those on there. I just need the little hooves. Whoops. Line up that little hoof as it totally wiggled on me. Let's try it again. I didn't pull it back. I hope I was on camera for most of that. I'm so sorry. Alright, let me go back and look. Well, I won't go back and look, but let's zoom back out. Hot Mess Express. I told you I was tired today. You should have known these things were going to happen. Okay. Blaming it on the rain. No, blaming it on my partied out self, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I like the peach in the ears, but I guess it works. I mean, I don't know what other color to go with. It probably is accurate. I could have gone with like a lighter gray, I guess. A gray with some peach undertones would have maybe looked good. I don't know. Okay. I like him though, he's cute. And then we need to add his little nose on, which is this teeny tiny little, it looks kind of a heart like this size, but it's not a heart on this side. I'm going to put 2 little drops there and hope that I make it. So if you put the glue on and you have black paper, and black paper does not really hide a whole lot, if you have a wet wipe, as soon as you put this one on, if you go over that area holding, like put your wet wipe on there, or even a dry towel, it'll kind of soak up that glue right away, and you won't have as much like dry glued stuff. But if you do it with a wet wipe, it's better than just the dry towel because it picks up a little bit more, in my opinion. Do as you would like to do, but that's my suggestion for you. Do I want to do ink blending on my little green pieces? I guess I could. Do I have? I'm trying to decide what color would be best. I would say these are probably bundled sage, so I would say if you want to go darker, I would probably go with Rustic Wilderness. I don't know, but I've been told. Okay. I think I'm going with this one over here. Maybe. Maybe not. Take this one over here. And I did cut these out twice so I could add a little bit more greenery to there. If we can pop them out. I suppose I should probably come in with a color. Granted, I don't think I added a whole lot. You can also cut all of your die cuts out of white and ink blend them to the color that you want. I do that sometimes. It's kind of a fun way to go about it if you're looking for a different way to do it, because you can color them with your alcohol markers, you can color them with watercolor, you can color them with paint. inks, all of those types of things would work. I want to pop this one behind, a little hoofy here, kind of make it look like it's coming out. There we go. Then I will do this one down right here. I keep picking it back up with my finger. Sticky fingers today. Okay, so he is all done for the most part. I would probably go with a little bit of white gel pen on the inside of his eye here. So let me make sure that my white is fully functioning. If you don't use them every day, it's good to make sure that they have good flow before you put it to your project. So I'm just gonna, there's a little like indent in there, so I just want to add that there. You could definitely go that route. I don't know if I want to add. I added some white to show you the like the indent that is there. I don't know if you would have to do that one in white. You could definitely go, you know, if you're not doing a black snout like I did and doing a white snout, you could definitely add some black in there for the lips. But there's our little lammy. And now for the rest of the card, let me clean up my area here. Okay, so I got my desk mostly cleaned up. I'm gonna cut this one. I think I want a border around it. I like the white. I think I want the background to shine through. So I'm gonna cut this one at 4 by 5 1/4. Then we're gonna take, I want to do my dies before I end up doing that one. I just had it here. And so this is the size I want. I don't need to cut out the rest of my inside ones because it's just going to cut out more of them, so it's not a huge deal to me. I'm just going to kind of try to line this one up as best I can in the middle. You can definitely measure it. You know me, I don't measure because that would be like an extra step. So I'm going to eyeball it. I think we're pretty good there. Put a piece of tape on it, and then I'm going to run this one through the big die cut machine, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I have it die cut out. I'm going to put it into my embossing folder. At this point, I think I want this one. We'll see how it looks. I think this one will be fun because it's kind of scrolly and curly and all of the things. Do I want to do any emboss resist stuff with this one? I don't think so. I definitely could. Oh, decisions. That one's gonna match my little lamb. Alright, I think we're gonna go like this and call it good. The other thing we could do, no, I think we're gonna go like this. As I say, a really light gray on there might, and I don't know if I have the bright light gray for this one. I'd say gray flannel would be maybe okay, but we're gonna go with this and call it good. You can wet your paper if you want. You don't have to. I'm going to this time just because, well, we'll see how it looks. It should hold just fine without wetting it, and then you don't have to wait for dry time. This one, you're going to run through your die cut machine. So you're just going to want this piece here. You're not going to want your B plate. I think this one's called the B plate. Your thinlet die plate. So you're going to go with this one and this one. And then just one cutting plate over the top, I think is the right sandwich. So this is the 3D folder. So any of those really thick folders, that's what. And I usually run them through 2 times. You can do 3. I know they say 3D 3 times will give you a good impression, but look at this impression at 2. It was probably about that at 1. So don't feel you have to go more than that 1 time through. I think you're going to get a really good impression either way on that one. I haven't decided what I want to do in the background. So I have options, right? So I could definitely do just a solid piece. like that, frame it. I would maybe go with a little bit lighter because it's supposed to be for Easter. I also thought about doing some ink blending in the window. So we'll go with this one. I think we'll go this route. And then we can just add our little lamb kind of nestled in here. Like that. You could definitely make this one a shaker panel very easily. Just adding an acetate behind this piece. And then of course doing your foam tape and then shaker bits behind. I think I just like it like that. You could also do pattern paper if you want a little bit more of a contrast in there. I think that's too noisy. I was really thinking doing a soft blend behind there. So let's grab my blue, and I'm gonna go, I think I'm trying to decide which one is going to be the right shade. Let's do Stormy Sky on there. And I don't want to go all the way to the outside because I don't want to do, I don't know where this hair keeps coming from. Just sending my DNA in the mail again. Don't use it for nefarious reasons, please. Thank you. Okay, so I'm not going to go all the way to the outside because I want to keep that kind of the solid color on the outside, but I'm just going to come in here and kind of work this up. And you could definitely do it on like a white cardstock and then do your other pieces, your bolder piece, and kind of do like the sun rising behind, which would be really pretty. I'm just going to start with this and see how it looks. I want to come up just a little bit more with my blue, I think. Just because the lamb is going to cover up so much of that space. And it is going to kind of, I think, it will dry back a little bit color-wise. So I think we're good there. Alright, so this one has some nice flat pieces on the 3D part, so you can definitely just glue this one and or use like a tape runner, making sure you hit those areas. The secret with liquid glue is not to go too heavy, because if you go too heavy, it's going to buckle and bow your paper, so keep it thin. That's why I use the really teeny tiny tips, because it allows you to use what you feel is sufficient enough glue, but it's not overly heavy. It kind of keeps you in check, I guess. So I'm going to go around that. I think we're good there. We're going to pop this onto my card base. And so we're going to try to line it up and give us that 1/8 inch border all the way around, because we only left like a 1/4 inch border. Now if you want, make sure your fingers are clean. If you want, you could definitely put a weight on this. I would probably use like the acrylic blocks that I have, just to kind of weight it down, let it dry with that on there so it lays flat-er, I guess flat-ish, flat when we're using this one. But you see how the gradient is, and we didn't do a whole lot to get that gradient because we're using that colored cardstock in the background, which makes it fast and easy. The other thing you could do is, if you made yourself a frame because you decided to do more than one, you could definitely pop in a frame there to give it a different look. I would probably go with a brown on the frame if that's what I was going to do. I think we're going to go this route, and I'll just trim off a little bit of overhang that's down there. I didn't get that one on all the way right, but whatever. This little hoof is off, I guess, a little bit. Oh well. The only ones that are going to know that are you and me. So we're going to pop him on there, kind of glue him down. You could definitely do foam in the background of this one and then pop it up, and then it would look, you know, it'd have like that shadow box look, which would be really cute too. Our sentiment. Sentiment. You know, I laid all of these pieces out before we started. Okay. I kind of like the wishing you Easter blessings, but I don't know if that one's gonna work. I can do a little sentiment strip with some plain paper here. I could probably even wiggle it in on this one, huh? Let's see here. Okay. He has risen indeed. I think I like. And then I can do the wishing you Easter blessings on the inside of my card. I like him there, but I kind of like him. I like my options on this one. I'm going to bring in TE's Sugar Cube. Thank you, Cindy, for the suggestion. It is, I actually took all of my other white pigmented ink pads and threw them in my class, like supplies if we ever do that stuff again, because this is probably the best one I've ever found. I'm looking for a piece of paper and I just haven't decided what color I'm going with. I kind of like the dark color because it really just pops. So we will go with the dark one. I just have to find my sheet. We spend half of our time looking for stuff that I just had. 135%. Yes, that's what we do here. And I'm going to actually stamp this on there before I cut it, because I'll probably just cut it with a die. Well, we're just going to lay this on top because I'm just help hold it down. That's the other thing that works well with your other things. Do I want to do it? I'm going to do it centered. Well, maybe I can just cut it. If I line this up properly, you're going to see the back of my head. And say if I line this up properly, I can do this without using a die cut. If I get it on there straight, it's easy to cut with the paper cutter. So you see how it's nice? It's a heavy, dense foam. It's not too light. I'm just going to tap it on there and press it down. You see how gorgeous that is? I can read it, you can read it. We can do a second stamp. I went very light. I did not press into it. I just laid it on top, just really light. And see how gorgeous that one turns out. I'm gonna sneeze again. So while we were out visiting family, it was the Cherry Blossom Festival in DC. We landed in DC. I drove in DC, which was a first for me. Usually I get Princess pickup, which I will say we very much like a lot better than me having to drive it. But we landed at like midday, so it wasn't bad. But the cherry blossoms in southern Maryland and in DC were in full bloom, and my allergies were not impressed in the slightest. Let's see, is that going to be okay? So I kind of know where my line is going to cut, and so I'm gonna hope for the best here. I also probably could have heat set that and I wouldn't have to worry about touching it and smearing it, but this is me, so I'm going to worry about touching it and smearing it. So I can either go all the way across because it's a large enough piece that it would go all the way across. I kind of like it like that because I think it'll get lost. I mean, I don't think it'll get lost, but I think I have to center it better if I do it the other way. And I did center it actually very well. So are we going to take advantage of my actually putting things on properly and them working out? I think so. So I think we're just going to go right over the top and line this one up on the sides. But so my allergies are in, and here I would probably have it. When we got back, the trees were starting to bud, which I'm allergic to trees as well as pollen, and so therefore, yeah, sneezing, sniffling, all the things, just miserable headache stuff on top of it all is just wonderful. But welcome to spring. I like the weather, just not all the pollen. The snow mold, it's all there. Okay, anyways, there is the front of our card. We're gonna pop this one onto a card base. Maybe. Before I do that, I want to do the wishing you Easter blessings on the inside here. I don't have a cute little lamb image to go with it. I'm sure I can pull out some Lawn Fawn and make it happen. I think they have some cute little lammy images. I was trying to decide if I had any other little lambs. Ooh, I bet I have some. I bet I can find one. Let me go look quick. Okay, I wasn't thinking close to my heart. I was actually thinking MFT, but they don't have any little lambs on the farm sets that I have from them. Cows, pigs, chickens, horses. No little lammies. I just thought it would be cute to add a little, and I'm going to have to stamp this twice, or stamp this and then stamp the other one, because obviously they're going to be different widths or thicknesses. So I'm going to come in with the VersaFine Onyx Black for this one to give me that crisp black impression right away on the sentiment there. And then we're going to come in and add this little guy right in there. Use my TE stamp scrubber from Miss Amy. I got my fingerprint on there because I'm awesome. I want to put him on in like a light gray. So I am going to go with, well, it's not very light. We'll go with Gray Wool from Close to My Heart, which is kind of a medium gray. And before I stamp this one, we're going to go like this. I'm going to give myself a first impression. Well, A, I want to see what the color is going to be. And B, I want to make sure placement wise we're going to be okay. Oops, I'm going to go this way a little bit more. Oh, that'll be a good color. I don't think I need to go lighter. Okay, I was thinking I might need to go lighter, but I think I like a little gray. So come in there, pop that one on there. Isn't that little guy cute? We could add the little pink to his cheeks if we wanted to, but there we have the front of the card. And the inside of the card, here is the front of the card. We'll pop this one on, just adding glue all the way around. I have noticed that if I'm not fast enough with my glue, it dries a little bit too much. And if you don't hold it down, it will, I mean, this time it's fine, right? But like when I'm putting other pieces on, usually I don't have issues. But sometimes if you're not very quick. I'm going to put that under there, and that will help hold that down. Now, I said I was only going to do the one card. I may have possibly finished the little gray lamb off camera while I was cleaning my desk, because I don't listen to myself very well. You know, when I say I'm not gonna do that, so this is it, and then I do it anyway. So I'm gonna do a second inside here. Where did I put it? Okay, I was gonna do a second inside here. What the heck? Oh, good golly. I'm gonna watch the video and say, yeah, you threw it right there, you dork. Oh, I threw it on top of there, you dork. I threw it on top of my stamp scrubber. The perfect place for it. Why wouldn't you think to look there? Oh, look, I got black on it. Okay, well. If I dig through my stash, I might be able to unearth another Easter card and get one out to each of my nieces and nephews' families. We'll see. which means, you know, I have to have them in the mail by Monday. They probably won't get there until after Easter. Okay, wishing you Easter blessings with the little lamp on the inside. So we have the outside of this one done. Now for the front. So we did this one like that. I want to come in and do, I did this one dark. I don't think I'm going to do, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I want, do you know where I went with my lamb? No. Do I know where I went with my lamb? Also no. I want to go in for this one. This one is going to be a full front. It's not going to have the background piece, but I want to do some ink blending here. So I'm going to add this piece in, and I think this window piece is, what is it? It is 2.5 wide. So if I go 2 3/4 on this one, I could technically get 2 out of a quarter sheet of, I think this is mixed media stock from Ranger and Tim Holtz, and so I want to do, I was thinking some fun sunrise colors, which really could be anything, right? I love the pink. I love purple sunrises. Does anyone else love like the purpley sunrises? They're like my favorite. So let's do purple. We're gonna do like some soft purple, pink, and a little bit of marigold. So I think I can go those 3. Purple on the top, pink, and then the orange. So pink, orange, and lavender purple. So I don't want to put my orange next to my purple. I want a pink in between there because the pink is going to blend well with the purple, where the orange is going to, would make mud with the purple. So keeping a pink in between them, kind of like if you were going to do a blue and green would work, or like a blue and teal would work, but like keeping those ones, like you wouldn't want to do a green and a red or a green and a pink next to each other. I think you would get more of a muddier shade. I'm going to come up a ways with the purple because I know with doing the last one that we hid a lot of that with our little lamb. And then I'm going to come in with just like a row of pink in the middle, I think. Pink, I think. I didn't mean to rhyme. Okay. Just a little bit of pink there, and then we're going to come in with a little bit of marigold on top. Or a bottom, I guess, in this case. I haven't decided which way I'm doing it. I always think the purple, it depends on the morning. Sometimes the purple is like high in the sky. Sometimes the purple is low in the sky. I should have actually grabbed the pink here, but I grabbed the purple. Okay. Now we'll grab the pink again. We're going to hit that middle part a little bit more. So we have that done. I need to refill on my water bottles again. Okay. So this one, we can go either that way or we can go, I always think of it as purple on the top because it's usually up in the, like when the sun is rising, you usually have the orange towards the bottom. So I think we're going to go that route. I want to make sure that that's where that is going to stay place-wise. So I'm going to come in with just a little piece of washi here. Now, looking at it this way, I want to make sure that I have enough of all of the colors that I want there. I think I'm content with that. So I'm going to glue this one down. Ah! And I'm going to line this up. I'm not gluing everything down right now. I'm just gluing down my blended panel. And then I'm going to pull this one up so this piece can just pop out. I just want to make sure that my blended panel is where it needs to be on my background. I want to pop this one up a little bit. So I'm going to come in with some foam tape for this one. Maybe. Let's see here. So I'm just going to come in with some foam tape. You could definitely do this one as a really fast shaker card. I don't think I'm going to do it as a shaker though. Although, if I'm sending it to my nephews, my nieces, I probably should do a shaker. I don't know how long this one's going to be. We're probably pushing it an hour, so Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do what I said I wasn't going to do. Whoops. Not me getting glue everywhere, or tape runner everywhere. I put the tape runner down because that's gonna like hold it in place, and I'm trying to go quick with this one. So I'm just gonna go here and here with it. That'll hold that piece in place and I don't have to really worry about it. And then I'm going to come in with, I already removed the sticky from the outside pieces to save a little bit of time here. I'm just going to make a box. Come on. I don't need that yet. And then I need a smallish piece across the top box here. So I have my box built, my shaker front is built. I'm going to come in with a couple of the pastel round shaker bits from Sequences, from Cat Scrappiness, and then of course some of the really small seed beads. So these ones are the 15-0 glass seed beads. This will give it the noise that we love. Do I want glitter? I'm going to go with a little bit of just this white. This is iridescent glitter. You can get it at Walmart. It is still there. It's kind of in the craft / party section if you're looking for it. I know they still have it because Pika just purchased some last week. So, you know, we may have made the shaker cards at Nanny's and Nanny didn't have any shaker bits. I didn't know what to do. Like, who doesn't have shaker bits? I have way more shaker bits than I need ever. I should have put my shaker mix on my card front and not on my panel. But here we go. So I'm just going to try to line this up as best I can. I'm gonna hope for the best here because I didn't. Okay. Battery's dying, trying to line up things. Let's see how we did. We didn't do too bad. Okay. So now we have like a little shaker box there, and we have to find our little, you know how when you pull things out and they're like sitting right there and then you can't find them because you just had them? That's me. Okay, don't ask. Yeah, it took me forever to find it. I found it though, so we're good to go there. Alright, I need to add the sentiment on this one, and I haven't decided if I should do it right on the base or if I want to do a coordinating color and put it on top. But I'm thinking this one's going to sit up a little bit more. I can put it right here. So I should have probably done this before I got this far, because now I have like extra depth in here. Let's see, I need a second magnet. Thinking here, if I go down here, kind of center that, because this little guy, I can put him up a little bit more. Okay, let's go there with him. I think we're good here. Does that look centered to you? It's semi-centered over the window. Okay. He has risen indeed. And we're going to do the TE Sugar Cube white again. Put that on there. Ooh, it didn't. Whew. Did it on the second time. I still didn't get that eye the greatest, but I think we're okay. Once it dries, well, it's not even dry, but I can just touch that up with my white. Because it's foam backed under there, so this has got foam here, this has got foam above it, and that's, of course, where I picked does not have foam. That's why I should have done that before I got this far. But I wasn't planning on making a shaker. Whew, such is life. Okay, and when I put my top on, I didn't pay attention, but I did put it on the right way. So we have that. At least that's going for us today. And we will pop this one on there. Oh, I was afraid I was going to have to cut off that other piece on the other one, and then I forgot we had the border around the outside that negated that issue. So we're good to roll there. And we're going to pop this little guy right in our little window. Isn't he cute? He's adorable too. I'm not gonna lie, that took forever. I may have even cheated a little bit and used the broader side, but there we go. 2 cards, definitely same layout, same kind of components. This one, I don't want to say it took that much. You know, the coloring on the lamb took longer, but ultimately they took about the same, because this one we didn't run through and we didn't have to do that part. But so both of them kind of cute. I will probably pull in a couple of the shaker bit pieces and just kind of pop them around there just to kind of pull it in. But we're getting late on this one, so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Go check out Erin Lee Creative. I have a few of her things. I wish she'd bring back the skulls in the mugs, because they're my favorite from there. But the dies that she has, some of the stencils she has, are absolutely amazing, and especially if you can get them at 70% off. So I don't know what's left in store. I don't know if it's not going to be around for much longer or what's going on there, but you know, if you're looking for a cute little lamb die, this one's kind of fun to play with. Anyways, have an amazing rest of your day. Hopefully I will be back next week. I'll probably do a spring one. It probably won't be Easter, but I will see you this week for Let's Get Creeping on Halloween, which should land the last day of March. So fingers crossed I get that card done and edited before the last day of March. All right, have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.